opportunity to ask questions during the question and answer session. Now my pleasure to turn the conference over to Joe Steffen. Please go ahead, sir.
All right, hello, welcome everyone to the Warren Fleet conference call, mid-June, June 16th. I guess we got 5 Tuesdays this month. We got a spare one in June. Today on the call, I got myself, Director of Vans, Joe Steffen, and Director of Maintenance, Steve Madlom. So I'm going to start you off briefly on talking points for this week on safety, or kind of the similar talking points as last week, which was lane changes. And the acronym that we're using is LANE. Leave enough space, activate your turn signal, navigate blind spots, ease into the lane change slowly. So the one we're focusing on this week is leaving enough space when making lane changes. Lane change accidents are super costly, they are super harmful, and they are 100% avoidable. So please focus on the leave enough space section of the lane change talking points for this week. Steve, you ready?
Sure.
You ready with some information on tires for us this week?
We are. So Joe had asked me to come in and just talk briefly with everybody about when you're over the road, what are the expectations with tires? When do we replace tires and matching tires and that type of thing? So when we're replacing tires over the road, and we'll talk about trailers first, we will allow the tires to get down 3/32, and that is our point to where we'll replace them over the road. Obviously, DOT is below 2/32, and we don't want to run that risk. So whether the trailer comes through internally or it's done over the road, 3/32, we will replace the tire. We do not match tires over the road for a trailer. Is it a good idea to match tires? Yes. And the reason we don't match tires for trailers over the road is you start getting into a problem with casings, and you end up losing a lot of expense on tires that are coming off that may have 10/32 on them left, and we lose all that because truck stops, as everybody knows, or tire dealers don't give you anything for a used tire. So when the trailer comes back through one of our terminals, we'll match those tires up when it comes through. From a truck side, so with the trucks, it's a little bit different. Trucks, because of the drivetrain and because of the gears in the drivetrain, you have to be careful how you're matching tires. So with a drive axle, you should be across the axle or side by side within 4/32 of each other. From one axle to the other axle should be within 8/32. It makes it tough for the folks over the road on the drives, because if you have 10/32 or 15/32 and you blow one tire, that puts you into a problem, because now you've got one tire that failed that might be a 24 or somewhere at 30 versus your other tires that are half of that. So it does create somewhat of an issue, but we've tried to work through some things in the past for drivers, and we'll do what we can to help match tires up or come up with solutions for you. So, and then on the steer tire side, from one side of the steer to the other, you should be within 6/32 of each other. Also on steer tires, you always should run the same brand and same model tire on both sides. It's typically is not a good idea to run Bridgestone on one side and Michelin on the other, or running two different model tires. You should always keep those same and keep them within 6/32 of each other. But if you are over the road, you've got some questions, call in the road group. If they're struggling or you want to talk to me, just let them know, hey, I'd like to talk to Steve, and be more than happy to walk through it with you.
All right, Steve.
All right.
Appreciate it. Good stuff. I hope that helps you. And we're here to support our CS contractors with the tractors and all of our contractors with the trailers. One of our big focus points this year is improving on our tire violations. So, you know whose help we need the most? Unfortunately, it's not this guy. It's you out on the road. You're the one we need the most help from on making sure to avoid out-of-service violations and to improve that CSA score. So it's kind of a safety bent on today's conversation. I got just a couple other things. So I want to remind everyone something I brought up last week, I think, and something probably worth bringing up every week. You know, that dash cam, our top earning contractors are people that get the best settlements. Almost all of them are in single digits on points or have 0 points. What we have found is the contractors who manage their driving behaviors just in such a way that they don't have lytics points. They usually are the people that manage the other behaviors, which support themselves to get high settlements. So the goal is to have no events every day. That's where we want to get to. Remember, we're giving away a truck wash for logging in and viewing the events that you get. So you just got to log in once a week to get a truck wash for that. Summer break is on. Schools are out of session pretty much everywhere. I got family that's in upstate New York, and they go to about like now up there. But pretty much everywhere in the United States, there's summer break, which means there's vacationers on the road, which means there's four-wheelers that suck at driving anyway, and now there's four-wheelers that suck at driving in their hometown, and now they're not at their hometown anymore. They're out driving around the countryside. Maybe they're pulling an RV and they don't know how to do that. So be aware of that. That's why we're having this focus point on leaving more space to protect yourself from those people out on the road who are doing those things. The other thing that happens in the summertime is it becomes super tempting to speed. There's no bad weather. The roads, maybe it's wide open. The roads are good. You know, I can just let it kind of get opened up a little bit as I'm going in this downhill. But folks, cops wait at the bottom of the hills, and that's where they're looking to give those CSA points for speeding, for unsafe driving, and then they're going to pull you in and pop you for an inspection too. So, and then the last thing about summers and driving and the challenges that you have to deal with, you know, we generally see more tire failure in the summertime than in the wintertime due to heat. So be extra cautious. Again, it's another reason to make sure you're on top of the tire pressure. Underinflation is probably the #1 cause of tire failure on the road. So make sure you're on top of that, especially when you're in those hotter temperatures. I mean, it gets hot in March down in Texas, and here it is June. It's going to be hundreds, you know, in triple digits a lot of days. So summer driving, be aware of the other motorists that are even worse than normal. They're on vacation, they're not in their normal area, they don't know where their turn's supposed to go, they got a GPS that was made in 1994, so they don't know when it's going to tell them to turn left or turn right. Resist the urge to speed to protect yourself from citation or, God forbid, having a crash while speeding. And then tires, check your tire pressure.
If you don't mind, Joe, I want to jump in. Something I was thinking about is I've heard a lot of drivers talking about they'll pull over there, check their tires, and they've got a tire at 30 or 40 psi, and they'll air the tire to try and get it to the next stop. It is not a safe idea to do that, and the reason is the tires have steel cables that run up and down the sidewalls of that tire. And so when you get a tire that is low in air pressure and getting close to being flat, and we consider, and the industry considers, anything that is less than 20% of normal pressure is considered flat. And so the easy way to look at it is when you get a flat tire and the tire comes around, what happens is those steel cables bend. And the old theory is take a paper clip and bend it several times. What happens? It gets hot and breaks. And that's what happens in the steel cables in the sidewalls of the tire. So if you try and air the tire up, the first thing you'll start hearing is pinging. And what that is those steel cables breaking. The next thing, you're not going to get away fast enough. And if you ever want to look up what those tires and how much damage those tires will cause, go out on the internet and look up tire zippering. There's several videos out there, and it will kill a person doing that. So a lot of drivers want to do it to save money. I'm telling you that our road group staff will never ever, nor will our shops, advise you to do that, and that's the reason why. So
appreciate it. Yeah, that's no joke. There was a fatality in the community that I'm in about 5 years ago. Tire failure, airing up flat tires. So that is good advice. Yep. To if you got a flat tire, you got to have the cage around it if you're going to do that, and you got to be at the proper place and have the proper equipment. Last thing I'm going to wrap up with is just to finish up on, you know, your fleet manager. They're digging, scratching, trying to get everything so that you can succeed. I just want to remind everyone how I evaluate whether or not they're doing a good job. Number one, are you operating safely? You being the driver that's on the dispatcher's fleet. Are you operating safely? That's the number one evaluation of a fleet manager. Are you making money? If that answer is yes, they're doing a good job. If that answer is no, they're doing a bad job. The fleet manager's job performance evaluation relies upon you making money. So they are pulling the same direction as you. And then the third is, are you forming a good partnership? Are you having communication back and forth where you can count on getting a hold of them and they can count on getting a hold of you? There's always room to improve, but we aim at those three things. That's everything we do. And so we want to make sure that our team is supporting you out there on the road. So with that, Luke, you can remind our callers how to register for a question.
Hi, everyone. If you would like to ask a question, please go ahead and press #1 on your telephone keypad. Again, that's #1. You'll be placed in the queue in the order received. Again, if you have any questions, please press #1. We have one question from Jason McLean. Go ahead, please.
Hey, hello guys.
Hey, Jason.
Hi everyone. Hey, this is not a question. This is just a comment. I just want to remind all the drivers that I went to pick up a trailer yesterday in Benson, and there was no left turn signal on it, and I waited 9 hours before. When the roadside came out, they apparently it was a mix-up on road group. They told them it's an electrical issue. They didn't tell them that you actually needed a turn signal light. It was missing. I told them, I took a picture, and I showing them that the wires were taped and the complete light on the driver's side on the trailer was missing. So it took him. He had to go back and come back, and I spent 9 hours and 6 minutes exact. So I just want to, remind drivers, you see that could have been notified, and they could have come out and fixed it at Benson when it was already there at John Deere, So do unto others that you would like others to do unto you. So killed my whole day yesterday.
I hear you, Jason. Yeah, that's good advice, is to leave a trailer in the condition you'd want to find it if you're the next person to haul it. That's the best advice I can give you.
You wouldn't happen to remember what trailer number that was, would you?
It's 58539.
I'm going to remember that trailer number for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll look into road group for you too, and see where we could have done better to maybe get you up a little bit quicker and get you moving. So.
Yeah. All right. Problem. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we don't have any other questions.
All right, well, I appreciate you joining the call today. We're looking forward to have a really productive week, a really productive second half of the month of June. It's been a great first half. We want to make sure we're getting you supported and get all the revenue into your hopper we can before the 4th of July holiday, which luckily falls on a weekend. So it's just a one day that it's a lot easier to work with a holiday that's on a Friday or a Monday than you get one of those Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday ones. So it has less interruption to your business. Look forward to support you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.